Rogers TV. The opinions expressed in the following programs are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers Cable or Rogers TV.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of At the Heart of Business. I'm your host, Judith Tate. At the Heart of Business is a conversation with women in business discussing their challenges and successes. My first guests today are a mother and daughter duo. We've got Faith Abrams and Delisa Abram. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So you have this wonderful business called Faith and Sparkle. Do you want to tell us a bit about it? What is Faith and Sparkle about?
Faith and Sparkle is a book, and Sparkle was my dog, and my books are about kindness and passionate. And I wanted to start my book at 3 years old and superhero faith because I wanted people to learn about God and kindness and passionate and help the world.
Okay, oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so you started this book, or you wrote it when you were 3?
Wrote it.
Yeah. And how old are you now?
7.
You're 7? Wow, that's great. So have you traveled the world promoting this book?
Well, I didn't travel the world. We have people like promoting it around the world, and then everyone could kind of know about my book.
Oh, okay. All right. So do you want to tell us a bit about Sparkles?
Sparkle is my dog. She just passed away a few months ago, but she's still in our hearts and in our souls. And she's in the book in Dr. Faith and Superhero Faith. And she's in both of the books, and yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Faith and Superhero Faith.
Dr. Faith is the same book a little bit as Superhero Faith,
Okay.
but Dr. Faith is a little bit different because Dr. Faith lets you know you always need help a little bit.
Aw, that's so sweet. Okay, I'm just going to ask your mom some questions.
Okay.
So, Delisa, what's it like having a young entrepreneur at home?
Exhausting. And anyone who has a business, as you know, it is exhausting because you're always going. But the good thing about what happened and how the business started was it was this natural love for sharing what was in her heart, which was kindness and compassion after she went through a traumatic event.
Okay. And what was the traumatic event?
Yes, so my mom was sick. She had cancer when Faith was 2. And so we went through the process. So Sparkle and Faith and I, we had to essentially move in. And they were there loving on her and supporting her. And during that time, Faith was going to a school, a Montessori school. And so although they knew what was happening, Faith was just being as strong as possible until one day she broke down, literally, in the middle of winter, and we couldn't understand what happened. And that was the time when my mom was going through radiation.
Okay.
After that period, after her 3rd birthday, my mom was recovering. She was healing from the radiation burns. And Faith said, I'm a superhero doctor. And I want to sleep in the middle of the night. But she was just determined to share this message, and every day just being persistent. When are we going to write this down? How is this going to be homework? This is my homework. And then after, she's like, can this be a real book? Oh, scary. And this is how we started the journey on Faith and Sparkle's world.
Oh, wow. Okay, I love it. So as far as leadership goes, what is your role with the business? You're more back end and Faith is out front end. Or what does that look like, and how are you the leader of this business?
Oh, wow. Excellent question. So thanks for asking. As you can see, when anyone goes online, we see a mother-daughter duo. Faith is the author of the children's books, and when it comes to the writing of the children's book and for child leadership. And then, of course, my role is on the leadership side, executive leadership side, as well as business strategy. And that comes from my experience, my time being in the military for almost 14 years, leading, going on tour and leading teams, as well as working in corporate, and recognizing the dynamics and the strengths that we have to play on each other. And on top of that, she's so young. She doesn't need to be out there on her own just yet. So us working together under Faith and Sparkle's world and uniting our strengths together and leading these different generations, I'm finding that that kindness and compassion piece, that leadership and strength and grace piece, makes a huge difference and has the best impacts, especially on families.
Yeah. Okay. And are you just in business 100% now?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes,
So what was that like leaving the military and leaving the corporate world, going into business ownership?
Very hard, and it's still hard.
Yeah.
When you're in the military and you're in there for a very long time, it's a whole other mindset.
Yeah.
Once you are in corporate land, it's a whole other jungle, really, because I went from let's get the job done, let's, we have to do it, you can cry later, to now we have feelings.
Yeah.
And you're sick, I don't understand this. So I had to relearn communication. I had to relearn team building, like on a different level. Not that much has changed. The foundation was still there. But as I said, now working with civilians. And after I had my daughter, Faith, I thought I was going to go back because I really loved my job. I loved where I was.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I just felt this call in my heart. You need to stay home. And so I retired and stayed with her, and I found that all of the things that I was doing, I took the leadership piece from my life and education, brought it into the home, and became the mother she needed me to be at every stage in her life.
Okay. Oh, I love it. So as far as transferable skills, do you find that your experience in the military and corporate have been useful in running your business?
Yes.
Yeah? In what way?
Communication, 100%. How we're communicating not only with each other to strengthen the bond, but also with the team and understanding, we need to get things done. We have a message, we have a mission, we have a mandate, and it is an essential. It is needed right now in this time.
Yeah.
And so I found that as she communicates with us, Faith communicates with me and I with her, and she with the team, because she will tell them too, I don't like this. Why did you post this about me, or what this? She's really clear with that.
Okay.
We start growing and learning each other more, and we become stronger and stronger with each step.
Okay. All right. So you're the leader of this young lady right here in the team. So Faith, tell us about the team that you have.
Well, we have lots of people on this team helping us about the books.
Yeah.
And we also have this person in India. He's a really nice guy. And he really helps us.
Okay.
And yeah.
And what? Sorry. I'm just laughing because she's so adorable. Did you know that? Has anyone ever told you you're so adorable?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, good. All right, so who else, who's on this team? What are their titles?
Oh, she doesn't know all their titles.
No,
I'll
she
answer
doesn't know
that
the
part.
title?
She
Okay.
knows one person, the main person who's in charge of everyone else. So we have
Okay.
people who help us with our video, our editing, and stuff like that. So I have one main person, because I find that as in any organization, once there's one that you're focused on, it just makes it easier. In her case, because she's seeing me, this is at home, she's around me all the time. So she's hearing the conversations, she's hearing and talking with him or seeing him.
Yeah.
And sometimes she will see some of the other guys, but it's mostly Naeem who she
I'm going to
sees.
say it.
Oh, you wanted to say his name? I apologize.
Oh, okay.
It's mostly Naeem.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And how important is it to have this team?
Well, I don't know how important it is, but one of the things I know is at least we're getting help.
You're getting that's right. That's really, really good. I've always said that when you're growing a business, you have to learn how to grow a team. Otherwise, you're going to stay really small. Do you really want to grow your business and write more books?
Yeah, but I want people to know more about us and more about God, because I want people to learn how to be kind and compassionate and also not to be cruel.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's very nice. Do you teach your classmates about being kind and compassionate?
Well, I'm not in a school, I'm homeschooled, but I still do this daily devotional, and I'm technically still helping kids learn about God, but I don't go to school. But I'm still helping kids learn about God, about my daily devotional.
Oh, that's sweet. I love it.
She was in a school, and she was bullied severely and threatened in the school. But one of the things that, and this is consistently what in any school that she's been in or any program, what she's sharing in the books, how she is, because these are real life events that happen. She takes that into the atmosphere, and she actually, shows other kids kindness. So when the person bullied her and threatened her, she was still kind. She was sad. She was crying. But for her to be able to say, I forgive you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here right now, but I forgive you. It was a big deal. So all the things when she's sharing about kindness and compassion, that makes a big difference. When she goes on stage, and she's been on a few stages where she's talking about bullying and how to be yourself, and feel free to ask her any question about that too. But it's always incredible to see, once you know who you are, it becomes easy for you to stand up in the midst of fear.
I agree. All right. Well, we can definitely talk more about that. But what I want to ask you, what is it like to be a mom, running your own business, or helping, alongside Faith, and homeschooling? That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I need a team. This is what I have. My days are scheduled very well.
Good.
She has her programs that she goes to, some of the classes that she goes to at certain times, and then of course I have to make time for her in the day to do some of the work. So either my interviews or meeting with clients or going somewhere, it might take either early in the morning, sometimes in the early afternoon. It's all shift around to fit in our day, and then so she's not affected. The business doesn't not move. So this is why I have a team, a big team, and I can complete my commitments, being on a board and hosting, others and being a support there.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously time management is really, really important. What about just that work-life balance? How do you find that work-life balance?
I think work and life balance is kind of like a myth. It's just a priority.
Yeah.
What's the priority of the day for me?
Okay.
That's how it is. What's the priority of the day? And because she is homeschooled at this time, as she's going through this healing process, I'm always thinking, where do I need to be? Earlier I mentioned, what's the mother you need me to be right now? So every year I'm always thinking that. And then with the business, and if you're an entrepreneur, I always encourage people to do the same thing. Where do I need to be in my business? How do I need to show up in this season? And when we know that, when we can understand that, I find it becomes very easy, this work-life balance, even though I think it's a myth, but it becomes easy because you know how to show up, when to show up, why you're showing up, and then you have the time for your self-care. You have the time to do the things that you want to do, even though sometimes she tries to sneak in not sabotage, but be like, I want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I need my time alone.
Okay. Excellent. We are just going to take a break and stay tuned. We'll be back with more of Delisa and Faith.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
All crew all crew.
This is my favorite part.
You see that jagged rock? They say it's haunted by mermaids.
To be a yachty, you need to have thick skin. I thought I was doing the right thing.
It's a bit harsh.
You need to stop.
Does anyone know where Steph is? Get him back here, now!
Gary seems to be giving me the attention that I need.
Oh, here we go. The only person who should be crying on this boat is me.
Below Deck Sailing Yacht. All new Mondays at 9 on Bravo or stream it on City TV Plus.
This is Rogers TV.
Welcome back to At the Heart of Business, a conversation with women in business discussing their challenges and successes. We're going to continue our conversation with Delisa and Faith. So, you were so adorable. Okay, so Faith, tell me about this book right here. I see on the back of it, it says Success Magazine. Were you in Success Magazine?
Yes.
Okay, what was that like?
Well, I think I've been to one of their awards and then they just put it in the magazines. But I think it was like a long months ago or stuff like that. But one of the things I know is like I went to their play and they must have put it in the magazine.
Okay, did you get an award?
Yes, for 2022. So at 5 years old, she was in Success Magazine, their Women of Influence. She was nominated. And when I received the email, I was kind of shocked, like, okay. And then when they said she got in, I was like, oh, how is this possible? But she did. So she was, she's featured with like Ashley Graham and Serena Williams is in there. And some like really top women in their field. Shonda Rhimes was also in there. She was the only child, only Canadian. And so, yeah, and she was 5 years old.
Wow. Faith, do you know that's pretty awesome?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So as far as being a young and up-and-coming entrepreneur, what kind of challenges have you faced?
Well, number one, I might be a young entrepreneur. It is really nice, but when I went to school, it was just really hard sometimes. Because one time when I went to the school, there was just like this boy, he was really mean, but I got out of the school, but I still said sorry, but it's all right. I still feel a lot better now. And I still speak about what is in my heart, and I still share about the word, but there's lots of challenges with being a young entrepreneur with many people.
Yeah.
But that's one of my challenges.
Okay.
When I went into some schools, I had to go out a lot. And there was one time I went to this outdoor school, like, it was just waiting for me. And then, yeah, but there's many challenges, but that's one of mine.
Yeah. So bullying has been a bit of a challenge?
A little bit when I went to the school, but it's all right now because I speak about it. And now I learned, people who watch me, they learn, and yeah.
How do you think that speaking about your challenges or speaking about being bullying, how do you think that helps other kids?
Well, I don't speak about it like how you think it. Like, I don't speak about like everything. I speak about like this part, like different kind of lines. But like I do it like when I like speak to like the Lord, like when I do my little devotional thingy.
Oh yeah.
And like I make it like into a term, and like I just use a term for that, and then people could just like get the mindset. But I don't. Sometimes I do it, but not all the time. Just mostly I use the term for like, yeah.
Okay, all right. And Delisa, what kind of challenges have you faced in business?
You just have to keep going, like persistence every single day. You have to be persistent. And then there are days you love what you're doing. I know that this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
But Faith always remind me, when we go into another market, how come we're not doing this? Why didn't I get nominated for an award? So she asked me questions, just randomly, like throughout the year. And I was just like, oh, I'm supposed to do this now. I'm like, you are? Are you sure?
Okay.
So that the challenges in ensuring that I am continuously being persistent and living in purpose Faith makes sure is that I stay on it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Faith, you're keeping your mom in line, eh? All right. So, Delisa, what would you say has been your most effective business strategy?
Being true to myself. And what I mean by that is making sure that is what we're doing filled with the values. That's the foundation. Is what I'm doing making a difference? Are we actually influencing lives? And once I realized I don't need to be on this grandiose scale or try to make it as we may think we are, but start off in our home, start off in the community, start off with the community that we're building online as well. That in itself has been making such a huge difference because I'm seeing the actual changes.
Okay. So your online community as in what, Facebook? Or?
Yeah, oh, yes, like so our social media with our like LinkedIn, our YouTube channel, Instagram. So it's continuously growing through our blogs. People are signing up. They're asking questions. They're inviting us to places and in their spaces. They're buying the books. Like books are being bought from, it was bought from Australia and in like Ireland. They've sent it to their families there, people in Canada. And it's always incredible. Like we just won from Lux Life magazine out in Europe. Last year they gave Superhero Faith and Dr. Faith Best Children's Book in their Best Gift category, which we were like, I didn't even know you guys knew about us. And so sometimes we're shocked when we see that. And then this year for community impact, I'm like, wow, who knows about this? Yeah, we were nominated for a Small Business Award, became finalists. So that's how I know that what we're doing is making an impact, is having the influence, and it's really transforming lives, one person at a time, one child at a time, one parent at a time.
Okay. So what exactly would be transformative about the stories? Like how is it helping kids or families?
Oh, excellent questions. When it comes to children, the reviews that we've received from parents via their children is that their children are saying, if I'm just using my heart, if I can be kind, that makes me a superhero. And so they can start identifying with what's inside of them. And then from that, because they're seeing her and I together, they're saying, Mom, Dad, I want to do this. Not necessarily writing or having a business, but this is what's in my heart. This is how I see myself now. And when I get parents connecting with me and asking me, how do you do this? You know, my child went through cancer, or my child went through this, and your book, the book just like encouraged them to know that they have the strength and to have the power inside me. That is a massive, massive difference. And so this is why the books are in the resource rooms in some of the hospitals across in North America. The Children's Aid Foundation, they had it, I believe it was last year, for their holiday gift, right? We donated some of the books there, and a lot of children picked up some of the books. They loved it. They wanted to read it. So it's that level, the simple values that are there that they're connecting with, that in itself is priceless.
Yeah. Wow. What does that feel like, Faith?
It feels really good.
Yeah. Do you realize that you're having an impact on people around the world?
Yes.
Yeah. It feels good, eh? What would you say is your most favorite success that you've had, or the most exciting thing you've had happen in regards to your business and writing the book?
What's the most like, what was one thing that you're like, wow, this actually happened to me?
Oh.
I can't believe it. I'm so excited.
But one of my favorite things are to just let people know, wow, I get to know I'm a superhero. Like stuff like that, because I want people to know they're themselves. They're a superhero either way. Even if they're going down the wrong path, I want them to know they're a superhero. And even if they don't want to be a superhero, I just want them to have kindness and passion and even God in themselves. And I know that's going to help them through their journey.
Yeah. Aww. That's so beautiful.
Yeah. You know, she just got an award in the International Day of the Girl, and they had to do an interview with her before. Like, but we didn't know she won the award, but you know, with the finalists.
Yeah.
And they asked her, Faith, what does this mean to you? And she's like, what do you mean? Like, what is this? You know, you got nominated and you're going to show up for this award. And she told them, like on the camera, she's like, I'm already here and you're interviewing me. So you're already spreading my message. This is what it means. You get to share my message. So they said, isn't the award like something? And she's like, well, it's nice, but you're sharing my message. So if I win, great. And if I don't win, it's okay. You're still sharing my message.
Yeah.
So it's always, for me as a parent, I'm like, wow. And this is not rehearsed because I didn't know what questions they were going to ask, similar to I didn't really know how, you know, what questions are happening here. But it's always great to see she's staying true to who she is, and she's always falling back on those values. And that's one of the biggest keys. I wanted to lay that foundation so that as she grows, regardless of whatever she decides to do, she will always have a foundation to go back to. She will always tap within and remember herself.
Yeah. What would you say is your proudest moment of both of you combined working together?
We keep each other accountable for sure.
Okay.
Yes, we do that. Like she would say, well, what's going on with my books? What's going on here? When am I going on stage, right? And that makes me remember, okay, I'm like, I didn't forget you, you know, there's this balance. And same thing, I would say, Faith, how are you going to show up today if we're at a market? Are you here to show up? Are you preparing yourself? And so when she's in the car, or she's driving, she's taking that time to like, okay, what do I need to do? Let me do some breath work. And she's preparing to meet others and to share herself. And then after, she's like, I gotta sleep. She's like, I'm done, I gotta sleep.
It's exhausting being a superhero, isn't it? Yeah. Well, what's next for you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
No, don't look at me. It's you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What are you gonna be doing?
What does 5 years mean?
In 5 years, what do you see yourself doing in life later on?
When I'm getting older, you mean?
When you're 12.
Oh.
It's okay. Let's hear what Mom has to say. Mom, where do you see the business in 5 years?
Go ahead, Faith.
Okay.
Well, it might not be the same when I'm 12, but one thing I know is there's going to be a new journey ahead of us. And it might not be the same where we have like the same book, but at least I help in kids. I'm helping kids, and it's a new journey for us when I'm 12. And I just want to cherish these moments now, and when I'm 12, we'll see how it goes.
Oh, well.
Oh, wow. Look at
I know.
that. Words of wisdom.
There you go. That's a good answer, actually.
Yeah, it is. Well, it has been such a pleasure having you both on the show. And yeah, I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for having us on.
Yes, and thanks for being here. And thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see you next time on another episode of At the Heart of Business.
And bye. Be victorious.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
My childhood was quite difficult growing up in the foster system. As a foster child, you don't get access to a lot of the same opportunities that biological children would. When I started